Hey everybody, this is Mark and I'm back with another tutorial using the program called MakeIt from WeCreat. And several of you have asked questions about things like cursive fonts that are not connected and how to connect them, how to weld them together, and also how to thicken them and how to connect letters that are not naturally connected. So I'm going to use this particular one to show you a couple of principles that I do. And let's start with the first thing, which is just simply how to weld text. This is using the font called Blossom, and all you need to do to start with is just to select all the text and then click Welding right up here at the top. And that's going to weld together all the pieces that are naturally touching already. So we've got most of it, but the capital C is not connected, the dots of the I are not connected, and the Y is not connected. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do that. One way is you could just simply move the letters together until they touch and weld them, and that does work sometimes. But occasionally that makes it look a little bit crunched, and so I don't really like that all the time. So let me show you a couple of other ways that I do it. The first way that I typically do it is to use another shape that's from that font. Like, for example, if I used, let me get back to that same font, Blossom, and if I used a parentheses, okay, with this, which is essentially just a curved line like that, that way I've already got kind of some lines that look like the font. And if I turn it and bring it over here, let's go over to the Y, the T and the Y, I could put it here to connect these two letters together, and I can crunch it down like this. Currently, MakeIt doesn't have a really great way to cut a piece apart, so we'll just kind of shrink it until it fits, or we'll smash it because we don't really care if it's distorted because we just need to cut to connect these two pieces. And so we can put it like that. I'm going to copy that to my clipboard so I can use it again in just a minute. And then now I can select the main part of the word and also shift click and select that piece and go up to merge and merge graphic shapes like that. And you see now it's merged it together, so that's now connected. Then I can move over here to the other T, paste that piece back in again. I can do just like this. Shift select everything, merge graphic shapes, and there we go, we're connected again. We've got the C over here, which we need to deal with. And to do that, we're going to need to select this and click the split option at the top. That way, it will split all of these separate pieces, the ones that are not already connected, into separate pieces so we can move them. So we could just simply move the C over a little bit like this and connect it. Again, shift click and select it all. Merge graphic shapes. And that's connected. And then all we have left is the dots on the I. We can just select those and arrow them down until they touch like that. Arrow it down until it touches. Shift select everything like that. And then merge graphic shapes. I need to get this one again. Let me undo. Every now and again, it doesn't want to do more than one thing at a time. So let me try that. Merge graphic shapes. There we go. And then I'll select this one and the whole thing. Merge graphic shapes. And now we've got that. Now, two more steps. Right now, this will cut just fine. But you see that we've got the insides of these letters that are still technically not part of this whole shape. So what we can do is select that inside, shift select the outside, and subtract overlapping shapes. And now you see that's become part of that. And we could also shift click all of these together, and that should actually work as a group. And subtract overlapping shapes. There we go. And now we've got everything connected as one piece. So we could call that done, but let me show you one more thing. If you'd like to thicken this font, if it's just too thin, one of the ways you can do that is to use an offset path. Now, when you click this offset, it's going to default to something maybe thicker than you want, but we'll edit that. Now, since I've been working on this prior to this video, my default is 0.079 inches, which is pretty small. And you see that represented by this kind of aqua colored line that goes around here. And I'm going to make that a little thinner by clicking the minus button. And it's very small increments, but let's say we did this. And let's say that I like that. Now, before I hit confirm, let me tell you a few things that are happening here. We could have used that offset path to connect all these letters probably anyway, depending on the font. So sometimes you don't need to do what I did earlier. Sometimes the offset path will close the gaps enough, but sometimes it won't. So just consider that when you're trying these. And again, find whatever distance makes sense to you. And once you find it, click confirm. And now we've got two shapes here. We've got the outside, which is the new offset path, and the inside, which is the aqua. Now, let me show you what happens. If I grab just the outside and move it, you'll notice you've got the offset path in there, but it doesn't have the insides of the letters. So I'm going to undo that. And we can go in here and we can split again. We can select the inside and split, and that will separate the insides again. And then now we can go and click on the inside and just hit delete. And now we've still got our pieces in there. So we can do just what we did before. We can select everything and then merge and subtract overlapping shapes. And now we've got a thicker font, and it has the inside pieces inside. So even if this isn't the font that you're going to use yourself, hopefully this has taught you a couple of tips that you can use to get to where you need to be. So let me know if you have any questions. I would love to help you with them and help you create great things faster.